So as of November 1st, we officially purchased the old Slocan/Care mill site. There's no mill on it, but it's a very nice piece of industrial land. Has great highway access year-round. Has a CN main line going through it. The CN main line connects us to two major ports, major population centers, areas of high industrial activities. So the location's great. The mill site itself is a beauty. It's flat. It's proven itself over time, and it's kind of wide open to what we do with it now. This is our winter to kind of get our planning in order, get our ideas together, try to figure out how we're going to go about doing this. We've already started talking to potential tenants, which is good. Now we can actually get the word out and not talk in theory, but we actually have this site and we're open for business and we want to do something. We want to create jobs, create economic growth, all that kind of stuff. So we're we have a big plan. This is the big first step in it, and we're excited for the future and to carry on. So, thank you.
It's been my pleasure as mayor to watch the work of the community forest, and to see them connect with partners and make just amazing things happen. And it's been a privilege to serve as mayor during this time. And I really, I was able to attend some of the community forest meetings, though I didn't serve on the board myself. And the direction and focus in terms of job creation and moving Valemount forward has been, well, it's just what we need.
We have worked extremely hard to get where we are, and most of it's due to the fact of two phenomenal community forest managers that we had. We had Shane Brissett, and now we have a fellow named Craig Pryor. And because of the two of them, they have moved us along to places that we actually never thought or dreamed we'd get to. So thank you very much to them.
This project, I guess, it's so special to me because not only are we announcing it in what was the first funding project of the Trust, but my background is running logging construction companies, as well as being a district forest manager and running a community forest when I was involved in the role with K&D Logging as general manager. And this is something that we would have dreamed of there. Many communities do not have enough industrial land base. They certainly don't have the sort of control over it that you'll have here to chart your destiny, to be able to deliver the right log to the right operation, to be able to attract value-added operations, as well as perhaps a smaller scale primary breakdown, and be able to be in charge of creating the jobs that will not only be here for companies that have stuck it out in a really tough time logging over the last decade, but have been at this for generations and want to see their children, their grandchildren, be able to stay, live, work in Valemount. And of course, you've got such a great place to play here as well. So I'm very proud of the work that the board's done, the community. Craig, all those times that you came into our office and kept us up to date on things and just told us to hang in there and wait a little bit longer because you were putting it together. Yes, you were. The community needs to have a lot of appreciation for the work that the board and the two managers did to see this come to fruition. So I'm exceptionally proud, and we're just a very small part in providing the $250,000 in funding, which is our largest grant that we can provide, because the real work is done here, and we know that. Okay, thank you.
we are really lucky to have Linda Lafleur in Rebel based in Niqasp working on our behalf, also from a small community that understands job creation and was able to push this up and make it make sense to the funders, which is one of the reasons that we are here today. As a board member of the trust, I'll echo the words of Gary Merkel, former chair, who said, "It is the trust reflecting the wonderful ideas and work going on in the communities that makes the trust look so great." And today they look great. So
it's a very real pleasure, my very real pleasure, to be here today and have the NDIT come to assist the Valemount Community Forest Board with the purchase of that property. I want to say that we were as part of the first board, we were very blessed to get someone of Janine North's qualifications and her expertise, because she has led the success of NDIT. Board members come and go, but she has always been there right from the start. I also want to commend President Cynthia Piper and her board of the Valemount Community Forest. They are the ones who have spent many hours making decisions of what is best for Valemount and for the forest economy here. And the staff as well, Shane and now Craig. We are very fortunate to have all of them. Excuse me. And I wish them all continued success, and I know that the people of Valemount are the ones who are going to benefit from their very hard and persistent work. Thanks.
Our MLA, Shirley Bond, she writes a letter, and it goes like this. Good morning. I am happy to address you this morning as the MLA for Prince George, Valemount, and the Minister of Jobs, Tourism, Skills, Training, and the Minister responsible for Labour. I want to thank the Valemount Community Forest for the invitation to join you today for the announcement of the purchase of the Old Mill site in Valemount. I am sorry I was not able to join you in person, as I am currently required to be in Victoria in the legislature. This is a long-awaited, exciting news for the village of Valemount, and I know firsthand the hard work that goes on to ensure the Valemount Community Forest continues to be a source of jobs and livelihood in the valley. I am always pleased to work hard on your behalf. Thank you so much for all the great work you are doing and will continue to do. Sincerely, Shirley Bond, MLA for Prince George, Valemount.
Congratulations, Valemount, building a stronger north.
Until now, we've been supplying the few local manufacturers that we have, but now we can take that wood and we can bring it into our yard. We can sort it out into specific wood types, and we're hoping we can create some specialty mills that can come and set up. These are small scale, but it's viable, we think, and it will create jobs, and it'll allow us to use our wood fiber in a better way. We bought the industrial land from Carrier Lumber, who owned the mill site, and it was that part wasn't the purchase of it from Carrier wasn't too bad. It was just getting everything involved, because we got grants from NDIT and CBT. So then it was a bit of a juggle to get everything together and get the timelines to work for everybody. And when it all came together with the grants, then Carrier and us started the specifics of the deal, and that took about a month as well. So all these big projects, you want them to happen overnight, but it just takes time.
What's the next step, or what is the first step now that you have the property officially and you've made the announcement? What's your first step?
Yeah, well, we're starting the process of we got to figure out how to use it and how to set it up. And you gotta, the challenge with that is you don't know what the future holds. So if someone wants to come and set up a mill, where do you put them without messing yourself up, 10 years down the line or 2 years down the line? So right now we're trying to figure out some sort of, not a business plan, but an industrial plan to kind of see where the strengths and strengths are of the rail side, of the scales, of access, of the office, and trying to figure out how to divvy it up to large pieces where we can hold like a large user, and maybe smaller chunks where maybe a small specialty mill would need maybe 5 acres. So that's this step. And we're basically giving ourselves the winter to run through all these scenarios, figure out what's the best way to go, and then with any luck, hopefully hit the ground running in the spring.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Northern Development Initiative Trust's involvement in the project? When did you first become involved, and why are you becoming involved?
Northern Development Initiative Trust, our whole reason for being is about building a stronger North. And the community forest brought this opportunity to us to fund, and it is a huge opportunity. There have been mills on that site for over 50 years. Started out smaller, they built over time, and it's almost like a rebirth of that site. And if we can see a number of business enterprises, potential of a log sort yard, and other similar uses that can use the three-phase power on that site, great industrial site, we're really pleased to be part of the equation because it means jobs, it means quality of life in this community, and people that can stay here and raise their children to come back here.
What do you see as the benefits for Valemount, specifically an area for this project?
We see the benefits being the jobs and the revenue generation, but just having an asset that again is in locally controlled hands with the community forest, that they can then market out to potential partners, businesses who may invest in bringing their operations or building their operations to that site. And it's an opportunity to get the right log in the forest profile to the right operation. And with the right log to the right operation, you're solving so many of the problems around the supply chain of logs and business, and you can actually focus on doing what you do best, which is manufacturing your product from the wood, the forest industry.
Andru, what does this mean for Valemount?
Buying the old mill site gives us a stake in our future. I think it's not only is it strategically important, it's thematically important. It's Valemount taking control of our future. We have a fairly small community forest. We've done a really good job. The community forest has done a great job of making that small footprint in the forest, turning that into jobs in terms of harvesting. They've done a tremendous amount of work, but what they've managed to do here is find a way into creating more jobs, way more jobs. Job creation that's not related to how much cut. It's been talked about for decades, value-added production. Using forest products in a way of their highest value in order to create work and create employment and create new economies. Throughout the course of our life, our industrial life in Valemount, we used to create many things, rail ties, poles, lumber for local markets. And we do that to a small extent. We create some big timbers and send them out. That's where we shine, where we create high-value products from the forest that's here. Because this is not a homogeneous pine stand on flat ground right beside Burns Lake. This is some special forest with wood of great quality. So the first thing that's going to happen, in my opinion, what I think is going to happen right away from the community forest, is they're going to establish a sort yard. That sort yard will be used to sort the wood and make sure that wood that's amazing and can be used by local manufacturers will be. Because we already know that we have some people using cedar, we have people who would like to be using Douglas fir, we have people using music wood. And the way that forestry works is, if you're not really careful and intentional about the way that you do your logging, it all gets shipped off to a major mill and gets turned into 2x4s. That's not the way forward for Valemount.
the way forward is helping to establish mills and diversify the economy. So the community forest has really taken this by the horns.
We've always seen Valemount be very, very thoughtful about how it invests in its community. Everything from this tourism center, which was the first project that the Trust ever funded. We're so proud of it. Through to the Varda, the skiing activity, the sledding activity, the revitalization of the main street, and having that wonderful mountain community feel about this town. And this was just another of those opportunities that the Trust can't pass up. It's about Northerners investing in Northerners, and we just love the vision of this town.
The reality is, it is an industrial site, and they are envisioning industry in the future, so they've taken the chance, they've made a major investment, they've brought on amazing partners, and now they're going forward. And this is really the way to do it.
Everybody's been great to work with. Carrier Lumber's been great. They've had other people that were interested in purchasing it. They committed to us, and they were patient enough to hold off jumping ship just while we got all our grants and we got our financing and all that kind of stuff figured out. So many thanks to Carrier Lumber. They've been just great. CVT and NDIT, they saw our vision. They liked it. They showed faith in us. What more can you ask from them?
Congratulations on this exciting announcement, and we look forward to seeing what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much.